Good day, sir. I'm Michelle S. Algarcon, Base Cream 2B, and this is my presentation. So, my first topic is about what is anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorder is defined as a term that refers to the multiple disorders characterized by fear, anxiety, and nervousness or panic that affect a person's quality of life. So, as what we call anxiety disorder are a group of mental health condition characterized by excessive and persistent worry, fear, or anxiety that interfere with daily life. So, anxiety disorder or kining nga mga sakit is makita sa laing-laing mga various forms sama sa generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, social anxiety disorder, o specific phobias. So, ang mga sintomas mahimong maglakip sa pisikal nga mga timailhan sama sa pagtaas sa pitik sa kasing-kasing, singot, pagkurog ug mga isyu sa gastrointestinal, ingon man sa mga emosyonal nga mga sintomas sama sa kanunay nga kabalaka o kalisod sa concentration. So, there are some symptoms of anxiety disorder. First is sleeplessness. Anxiety disorder can cause sleep problems including insomnia and nightmares. Individuals may find themselves tossing and turning all night, unable to relax and fall asleep. So, sleeplessness, also known as insomnia, means sleeplessness is kalisod sa pagkatulog, stay asleep, or kanang makamata ka o sayon niya dili na ka makabalik og tulog. Kini nga kondisyon mahimo nga sangkot sa dili maayo nga kalidad sa pagtulog og dili igo pagpahulay nga makaapekto sa adlaw-adlaw nga pagtrabaho o sa katibuan sa lawas. Next is social withdrawal. People with anxiety disorder may avoid social situation, fearing judgment and embarrassment. They also feel self-conscious and inadequate around others. So, social withdrawal, nagtumong kini sa paglikay sa mga social nga mga interaction o mga kalihukan. Ang mga individual nga nakasinati og social withdrawal mahimong maglain sa ilang kaugalingon gikan sa mga higala, pamilya o social nga mga kahimtang. Kasagaran tungod sa mga pagbati sa kabalaka, depression o kakulang sa interes sa social engagement. Number 3 is specific phobias. Anxiety disorder can cause specific phobias such as the fear of high flying or spiders. These phobias can interfere with daily life and prevent individuals from engaging in activities they enjoy. So, specific phobias mao kini ang mga grabe nga dili na siya tarunganon nga kahadlok sa particular nga mga butang o mga sitwasyon sama sa kahitasan, mga hayop o paglupad. So, specific phobias kini ang mga kahadlok sa isa ni sa dili nimo ma-enjoy imong kinabuhi. Number 4 is sweating and trembling. Trembling means symptoms can be embarrassing and disruptive to daily life. So, sweating and trembling maoy physical nga mga sintomas nga sagad sa kabalaka o kapitos. Ang sweating or pagpasingot maoy paagi sa pagpabugnaw sa lawas og may tabo nga sobra kon adunay kabalaka. Ang pagkurog nagtumong sa dili voluntaryong pag-uyog o pagkurog nga mahimong matrigger sa kakulba o kahadlok. Digestive issues. Anxiety disorder can affect the digestive systems, causing symptoms such as nausea, diarrhea, and stomach pain. Panic anxiety disorder can also cause panic attack, which are sudden and intense waves or fear that can last several minutes. Panic attack can cause physical symptoms such as chest pain, shortness of breath, and dizziness. Phobic disorder. It is the fear of and consequent attempt to avoid the specific object or situations. A person who exhibits the phobia fears a specific situation and tends to prevent it even though he or she realizes that it presented or no real danger. Phobic disorder, also known as a phobia, usa ka anxiety disorder characterized by an intense, irrational fear of a specific object, situation, or activities. Kini nga kahadlok modala ngadto sa paglikay sa kanaiya o mahinungdanon nga anggul-anan nga maka-apekto sa adlaw-adlaw nga paglihok. So, there are most common types of phobia. Acrophobia, fear of high place. So, hadlok sa mga taas nga lugar, like for example, masakay siya o Ferris wheel. So, dili na lang siya mo dahil ang sakay kay tungod hadlok sa taas ng mga butang o taas ng lugar. Then, thanophobia is fear of death. So, bisag iya pa ng kanang like for example iya pa ng kapamilya is dili niya kaya tan-awon kay tungod hadlok siya sa patay. So zoophobia is a fear of animals. So hadlok sa mga hayop, like for example is bisag unsa pa na siya ka-cute nga mga hayop or animals dira, as long as hadlok siya, so dili niya kaya kapan. So, next is nyctophobia, fear of darkness. Like, for example, is bisag o magtulog siya is dili niya ginapalo ang suka kay tungod hadlok siya sa ngit-ngit. So, next is pharmacophobia, fear of medicine. No? For example, is like kanang bisag unsa nakalala yung sakit, bisag grabe na kang kalintura is dili niya inuman og tambal kay tungod hadlok siya sa medisina. So next is hapiophobia, fear of being touched. So example ani is kanang bisag ikapan na siya is dili siya sugot or kanang tandugon ra iyang panit yun, like kanang i-touch ra gamay. Tapos metaphobia is fear of blood. So kani nga phobia is kanang bisag iyang kaugalingon, for example is bisag iyang kaugalingon nga dugo is handok siya. Tapos next is hydrophobia, fear of water. So kanang example ani is kanang handok siya nga kanang bisag malik or for example is nang maligo sa swimming pool is dili kayo siya mo kanang magpailalom kay tungod sa kahadlok sa tubig. Then the next is somatic disorder. Somatic disorder is a mental disorder characterized by a group of conditions in which the physical pain and symptoms person feels are related to psychological factors. Somatic disorder or somatic symptom disorder usa ka kondisyon sa mahinsog sa pangisip diin ang usa ka tawo makasinati o makahinungdanong physical nga mga sintomas nga maoy hinungdan sa distress o makadaot sa adlaw-adlaw nga trabaho, but these symptoms cannot be fully explained by the medical condition. Predisposing disorder are symptoms that cause or help to rest disorder like modifiable rest disorder and non-modifiable rest disorder. So, modifiable rest disorder refers to the lifestyle and environmental factors that can be changed or controlled to reduce the risk of developing certain diseases or condition. And the non-modifiable rest disorder are aspects of a person's health or demographic that cannot be changed or controlled, which can increase the risk of developing certain diseases or condition. There are the examples of modifiable disorder and non-modifiable disorder. Modifiable disorder: diet, physical activity, smoking, alcohol consumption, and stress management. While example of non-modifiable disorder are age, gender, genetic, and family history. Gender and family history are the main cause of somatic disorder. Somatoform disorder that usually happens in women rather than men. So, gender and family history is mao ni ang pinaka-main cause of somatic disorder na mas usually happen sa mga babae rather than sa mga lalaki. Because women suffer a lot of disorder rather than men, starting at a very young age or even in adulthood. The ratio of this is 10:1. If one of your family member has a somatic symptoms disorder or SSD, there will be a big chance that another family member of yours will beget somatic symptoms also. And there are some example of somatic symptoms disorder or SSD. First is anxiety, second is sensory loss, third is back pain and chest pain, the last and fourth is childhood trauma and adulthood trauma. Symptoms of somatic disorder are oversleeping, poor appetite, irritability, sadness, anxiety, suicidal ideation, aggression, hopelessness, insomnia, hallucinations, and the last is trouble concentrating. Psychogenic pain disorder. If you ever been sick or injured, changes are that it put you in a pretty bad mood. Experiencing pain has been known to exacerbate other symptoms such as stress and anxiety. So, a psychogenic pain disorder is a condition where a person experiencing pain that is primarily caused by psychological factors rather than any physical injury or illness. The pain is real and can affect daily functioning, but its origin is linked to emotional or mental stress. And there are two types of pain. First is acute pain, is sharp but brief and usually does require treatment. Acute pain can also be caused by a fever or infection, liver concentrations. Example: cut, bruise, burn, broken bone, or pull muscle. Then the next is traumatic pain is persistent, lasting anywhere from a few weeks to several years because of the continued suffering of traumatic pain. Treatment is highly encouraged. Commonly present as a headache, a muscle ache, abdominal pain, or back pain. What is affective disorder? Affective disorder are also known as mood disorder are described by marked disruptions in emotions, severe lows, cold depression or high cold hypomania or mania. These are common psychiatric disorders leading to an increase in morbidity or mortality. Affective disorder, also known as mood disorder, are a group or mental health condition characterized by disturbances and mood or emotion. Then, cause of affective disorder. Life events can trigger affective disorders. A traumatic event or personal loss can cause depression or another affective disorder. Use of alcohol and drugs is also a risk factor. There also seems to be a genetic factor if someone in your family has one of these disorders. You're at a greater risk of developing one as well. This means that they're hereditary. Experiences of a person who had affective disorder: difficulty concentrating, struggling to focus or make decisions which can impact work, schools, or relationships. So, struggling to focus or make decision is most anong dako nga impact sa imong trabaho, sa imong pag-eskwela, or even sa imong relations. Next is changes in appetite or sleep patterns. Significant changes in eating habits or sleep patterns such as oversleeping or insomnia. Suicidal thought, feeling hopeless or contemplating suicide as a way to escape emotional pain. Solution. There are two main treatments for affective disorder: medical and therapy. Treatment usually involves a combination of both. There are many antidepressant medications available. You may need to try several before you find one that helps relieve your symptoms without too many sides. Psychopathic behavior. Psychopathic describe a set of personality traits and behavior frequently associated with lack of emotional sensitivity and empathy, impulsiveness, superficial charm, and insensitivity to punishing consequences. Psychopathic behavior refers to the pattern of behavior that characterized by a lack of empathy, remorse, or moral conscience. Psychopathic behavior is ang pag-uugali ng isang tao na maaring makasangkot sa antisocial. Ang psychopathic na pag-uugali ay nauugnay sa isang personality disorder na kilala bilang psychopathy or antisocial disorder or ASPD. Psychopathic example. For example, a psychopath may show anger if they can intimidate someone, or they might show sadness to manipulate someone, but they don't really experience those emotions. Cause of psychopathic behavior. First is genetic, second is unhealthy household environment, third is brain injury. And the symptoms of psychopathic are absence of guilt or remorse, impulsivity, manipulative behavior. Psychopathic solutions are therapy and counseling, medication, supportive network, and legal intervention. Personality disorders are disorders in which one's personality results in personal distress or significantly impair social or work functioning. So our next topic is about kinds of personality disorder. So first is antisocial personality disorder. Antisocial personalities usually fail to understand that their behavior is dysfunctional because their ability to feel guilty, remorseful, and anxious is impaired. So, ang antisocial personality disorder or ASPD is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive patterns of disregard for a violation of the rights of others. ASPD or antisocial personality disorder o ang nakaranas ng ASPD, maaari silang gumawa ng mga pag-uugali tulad ng panlilinlang, impulsivity, aggression, at isang pagkawalang bahala sa mga pamantayan at tuntunin sa lipunan. Mahalagang tandaan na ang antisocial personality disorder ay isang komplikadong sakit sa kalusugan ng isip na maaaring magkaroon ng makabuluhang kahihinatnan para sa individual at sa mga nakapaligid sa kanila. Borderline personality disorder. People with borderline personality disorder experience intense emotional instability, particularly in relationships with others. They can make frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment by others. They may experience minor problems as significant crises. So, borderline personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by unstable mood, behavior, and relationship. Ang individual na may mga borderline personality disorder ay madalas na ma-struggle sa mga matinding emotion, mga issue sa self-image, impulsivity, and fear of abandonment. They may experience frequent mood swing, have difficulty regulating their emotion, and engage in self-destructive behaviors such as self-harm or substance abuse. Avoidant personality disorder. An avoidant personality disorder is a social withdrawal due to intense anxious shyness. People with avoidant personalities are time to interact with others unless they feel confident in being liked. They fear being criticized and rejected. Often, they view themselves as a socially inept and inferior to others. So, avoidant personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pattern of social inhibition, feeling of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to criticisms or rejection. Avoidant personality disorder, isa sa social withdrawal dahil sa matinding sabik na pagkamahiyain. Ang mga taong may avoidant personality disorder ay kadalasan tinitingnan nila ang kanilang sarili bilang walang kakayahan sa lipunan at mas mababa sa iba. Dependent personality disorder involved several and disabling emotion dependency on others. People with the disorder have difficulty making decisions without a great deal of advice and reassurance from others. So, dependent personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive and excessive and clingy behavior. Ang may dependent personality disorder ay kadalasang nahihirapan sa paggawa ng mga desisyon, pagpapahayag ng hindi pagkakasundo o pagsisimula ng mga proyekto o aktibidad ng mag-isa na lubos na umaasa sa iba para sa patnubay at suporta. Next is histrionic personality disorder. People with historical personality disorder continually strive to be the center of attention. They may act overly flirtatious or dress in ways that draw attention. They may also talk in dramatic or theatrical style and display exaggerated emotional reaction. Historical personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pattern of excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behavior. Ang mga individual na may histrionic personality disorder ay madalas na naghahangad ng pansin, kumelos ng mga husto at maaaring magpakita ng labis na emosyon sa mga sitwasyong panlipunan. Maaari silang may panukso, mapangakit at madaling maimpluwensyahan ng mga opinyon ng iba. So, our next topic is narcissistic personality disorder. People with narcissistic personality disorder have a grandiose sense of self-importance. They seek excessive admiration from others and fantasize about unlimited success or power. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pattern of grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Ang mga individual na may Narcissistic personality disorder ay kadalasang may labis na pagpapahalaga sa sarili, pakiramdam ng karapatan, at pagkaabala sa mga pantasya ng tagumpay, kapangyarihan, at kagandahan. Maaari nilang pagsamantalahan ang iba para sa personal na pakinabang, kawalan ng empatya para sa mga damdamin at pangangailangan ng iba, at nahihirapan sa pagpapanatili ng malusog na relasyon. Obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. An obsessive-compulsive personality disorder is characterized by a preoccupation with details, orderliness, perfection, and control. People with this disorder often devote excessive amount of time to work and productivity and fail to take time for leisure activities and friendship. Obsessive-compulsive personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive pattern of preoccupation with underlines perfectionism and control. Ang mga individual na may obsessive-compulsive personality disorder ay kadalasang nagtatakda ng napakataas na pamamantayan para sa kanilang sarili at sa iba pa, na mahahantong sa mahigpit na pagsunod sa mga panuntunan at gawain. Paranoid personality disorder. People with paranoid personality disorder feel constant suspicion and distrust toward other people. They believe that others are against them and always look for evidence to support their suspicions. Ang paranoid personality disorder is a mental health condition characterized by a pervasive distrust and suspicion of others, often without sufficient reason. Ang mga individual na may paranoid personality disorder maaring maging hypervigilant na binibigyang kahulugan ang mga hindi magandang okasyon o pananalita bilang mga pagbabanta o pag-atake sa kanilang pagkatao. Maaaring sila ay labis na babantayan, malihim at nag-aatubili na matapat sa iba dahil sa takot at pagtataksil o pagsasamantala. Schizoid personality disorder involves social isolation and lack of desire for close personality relationship. People with this disorder prefer to be alone and seems withdrawn and emotionally detached. SPD is a mental health condition characterized by a pattern of detachment from social relationships and limited range of emotional expression in interpersonal settings. Kadalasang may gusto ng mga individual na may SPD ang mga aktibidad na nag-iisa at maaaring mukhang walang malasakit sa papuri o pagpuna. schizotypal personality disorder. People with schizotypal personality disorder engage in odd-taking speech or behavior. They may ramble or use words and phrases in unusual ways, and they may believe they have magical control over others. SPD is a mental health condition characterized by eccentric behavior, unusual beliefs or magical thinkings, and difficulty forming close relationship. Ang mga individual na may STPD ay maaaring makaranas ng perceptual distortion gaya ng makikita o maririnig ng mga bagay na hindi makikita ng iba nang hindi makakatugon sa pamamantayan para sa isang psychotic disorder tulad ng schizophrenia. Next is 4 theories of victimology. First is victim precipitation theory. Victim precipitation theory states that some victims initiate the confrontation that leads to their victimization, whether actively or passively. Various research studies have found that people who have an impulsive personality, rendering them as abrasive or obnoxious to others, may have a higher victimization rate. So, victim precipitation theory is a criminological concept that suggests that victims may contribute to their own action, behavior, or characteristics. Ang teoryang ito ay magmumungkahi na ang ilang mga biktima ay maaaring hindi sinasadyang pukawin o palakihin ang mga aksyon ng mga nagkasala na humahantong sa kanilang pambibiktima. Number 2 is lifestyle theory. The lifestyle theory maintains that criminals target individuals due to their lifestyle choices. Many victims' options expose them to criminal offenders and situations their crime is likely to occur. So, lifestyle theory is a criminological perspective that suggests that a person's lifestyle choices and behavior can influence their likelihood of becoming a victim of crime. Ang teoryang ito ay naglalagay ng mga individual na pakikibahagi sa mga aktibidad na may mataas na peligro o may ilang particular na pamumuhay na nagdudulot sa kanila na pakikipag-ugnayan sa mga potensyal na nagkasala sa mas malamang na makaranas ng pagbibiktima. Example of lifestyle choices that may raise one risk of victimization include: 1 is walking alone at night. 2 is living in the bad part of town. 3 is being promiscuous. 4 is drinking in excess. 5 is doing drugs. And the last is associating with felons. Number 3 is the deviant place theory. The deviant place theory is a theory that the more often a victim visits a dangerous place, the more likely they will be exposed to crime, which raises their chance of being victimized. The theory states that the victim does not play a role in encouraging the crime but is still prone to being a victim because they live in a socially disorganized high crime location, even though they may not engage in risk behaviors or lead a dangerous lifestyle. Residents of areas with high crime rates have the most significant risk of coming into contact with offenders. The deviant place theory is a criminological perspective that suggests that the crime is more likely to occur in a certain location rather than being influenced solely by the characteristics of individuals. Binibigyan din ng teoryang ito ang papel ng mga salit sa kapaligiran tulad ng mga katangian at kapitbahayan at di organisasyon ng lipunan sa paghubog ng kriminal na pag-uugali. 4 is routine activities theory. The routine activities theory states that there must be 3 factors present for a crime to occur. These factors reflect the regular activities incorporated in a typical American lifestyle, and they increase in the individual risk of victimization than they encourage. Routine activities theory is a criminological perspective that suggests that the convergence of 3 elements which motivated offenders, suitable target, and the absence of capable guardians create opportunity for crime occur. Ayon sa teoryang ito, ang krimen ay mas malamang na maaari kapag ang tatlong elementong ito ay nagsalubong sa espasyon at oras. Routine activities that raise one risk of victimization. First is the availability of suitable targets, including homes that contain high-value items that are relatively easily to obtain. Number 2 is the absence of capable guardians. Lack of guardianship, such as the police, a homeowner, neighbors, friends, and relatives, can increase the probability of a crime. A target that is underfunded and attractive is the holy grail for a motivated criminal. The last is the presence of motivated offenders who have a criminal intent and the ability to act on their plan. For example, a substantial amount of jobless teenagers. If there is a lack of motivated criminals in an area, the crime rate is likely to be lower than the rate in an area with significantly more motivated offenders. Thank you so much.